Alright guys, Ontario Preparedness Bushcraft here. Sorry I haven't made a video recently. I'm having some trouble getting the day off work. You guys know how it is. You gotta get the grind so you can get those preps going. So I'm doing an update here today on my line gear. Most of you will recognize this section here. This is my CF82 pattern web belt. This is a ruck that was developed, what's called a deployment bag or a patrol pack. 1982 for the Canadian Armed Forces. Basically just sits just above the rucksack or the web belt. This was not designed to be used in conjunction with the 82 pattern rucksack, which I'll be bringing to your eyes in a further video for my long range bug out bag. This kit has changed a little bit, which is why I'm giving you guys an update. I recently tested my line 1 gear, line 2 gear, which was the web belt, and I found that it had some holes in it, so I added a line 2.5 moderate line 3 capability with this ruck. So as you see this before you, it's pretty affordable in all honesty, minus the Ontario Air Force survival knife. Everything you see as it sits ran me about $150. Again, minus that, which is my right angle flashlight and my compass. So other than that, what you see before you is about 150 bucks Canadian, not American. I don't know what that would be in American, but there she is. So let's get a little bit further in depth. Let's move this aside here. So my ruck is essentially the same layout as before, my web belt's roughly about the same layout as before. The only thing I have changed in it is the positioning of stuff. If I recall correctly, the last video I made, I had my ammo pouches set up as a trapping kit. I since then have transferred those pouches into my rucksack. And these ones here are for magazines. I don't keep ammunition or live ammo or loaded magazines in my kit because there are children in my household and I don't want people seeing that. And here in Canada, that's probably not a good idea to have laying around. Given our current government, people might get the wrong ideas. So I'll go from right to left. In my previous video, this was my first aid kit. However, this pouch was mounted right here. I had a problem through training. I figured this out. My initial reload was sitting right here. I am not left-handed, so that does not work. I had to move them over to the side, no big deal. For the magazine reloads, I was just so used to using it as a trapping load, I just kind of sort of just kept it there. So other than that, this is still my first aid kit. I use an Adventure Medical Kit's 1 to 2 person first aid kit. 1.0 I guess is the model number. As you can tell, it's a lot thicker. Pretty much I've turned this into a blow kit, less a tourniquet, and a few other things that I'm missing in there. Also, I have maps in here. I have some quick, oh crap, I sprained my ankle. Don't want to go tearing into that. I got that there. And then I just got an initial, oh crap, he's bleeding. Get this on here until I can get my kit out. I'm not going to show you the maps because you don't need to know where I am. And these are designed with a double retention system, which is a bit of a pain in the ass to get into with one hand while you're not wearing it. But essentially, it just folds over and your retainment pin goes in there. This is just, I guess, ballistic nylon. And you just pull that through and it releases. You can double cinch it down here if it's got not a lot in the pouch. Preferred knife of choice is the Ontario Air Force survival knife. I've had this for years. It's been fairly well loved. You got to use your kit, guys. You got to use it. So I'll just leave that over here for the time being. Moving on, I have Rothko China-made replica stainless steel 1 quart USGI canteen. I have the lid for said canteen cup and the canteen cup down in there. And just for proof that I use my gear, yeah, that used to look like that, nice and shiny. Yeah, she's been used and abused. So it just sits right on top like that, and it allows you to boil snow, water, cook, etc. Now, I prefer stainless steel over regular plastic canteens. By far better in my opinion. They yeah, they're gonna make a little bit more noise in the field, but if you know when to drink, where to drink, and how to drink your water, you're not gonna run into a major issue. Again, you learn that from using your gear. Moving into the main ass pack of the pack of the web belt. Just gonna reorientate this. I have initial calories. I just have trail mix. Good calories. It's resealable. Cost me $2. Why not? And I actually enjoy these. So it's nice, quick, easy calories to eat while you're on the move. Then I have cordage. Lots of cordage. Probably more than I need. And then I'm moving on. More just quick and easy calories. Got some oatmeal in there if I'm stuck out and I can't move to my location. I'm stuck, not able to move. Say there's riots or whatever in the area and I just got to hunker down. I do have food inside of a waterproof bag. I probably got enough calories in here to last me about 3-4 days, even though my bug out is only, it's a 45-minute drive from where I'm at, but unless you know it's there, you're not really going to know how to get there. Most of it is on foot in order to get there. You can get a vehicle in, however, you got to be pretty ballsy. Get your vehicle in there. Next up, this goes along with my my cook set. It's just one of those again, keep lighters with your cook set. Just one of those little twig stoves. Sorry for the camera work, guys. I am not at all an expert here. Let me just put that down. Alright. So as you can see, I do use it. In fact, I used it a couple days ago and I still got a stick in there, which I got to clean up. So that just sits on top like that. And then you can put your canteen cup on top and cook yourself up a meal. Alright. Those gasifier style stoves heat up real quick. So really impressed with that thing actually. Highly recommend Solo Stove. Solo Stove, great quality, great customer service. I didn't know if it would fit, so I kind of just sent them the measurements of what I needed it to fit, and they gave me the best option, which is that, and it fits like a glove. It's not heavy at all. If I were to guess, maybe not even 1/10 of a pound. It's ultra lightweight, but extremely durable at the same time. Okay, if you're going to be carrying a knife with you on a bug out, have a ways to sharpen it. Okay, yeah, okay, I don't have a stone in here, but a couple run-throughs of that will work just fine. I have a stone in my rucksack for my axe, and that's that. Don't need to be carrying that around your waist all the time when you don't need to. Next up, again, as I said, my bug out location, there's mostly walk areas to walk. If you want to signal to your friends there, it's got some military grade chem lights. It's nice and easy. They're red, so they're not going to ruin your night vision. Water purification while you're stuck out there. I just got one of these, I believe it's an Aquamira water filter. My main source would be boiling. It's not always a good idea to boil. If someone's nearby that I don't want to know that I'm there, I can always use this. Or if I'm quick on the move and I don't want to make a fire, I just use this, okay? Next up, if you are able to stop, or if you do have to stop, it's a good idea to keep bacteria down. I just got a bar of soap. It's nice and small, compact. I got it from a hotel room. It's good just to kill the bacteria on your hands before you eat if you can. Also, wash your face. Take a little bird bath. Great idea to have. And oh, there's more in here. Headlamp. You want hands-free. This has 3 modes. The 2 center LEDs come on, then the 4, and the 3 at the bottom are a red light. It also has a strobe feature, so if you need to, you can use it to signal. Poncho, just use Marpat. Canadian military uses CADPAT, so you don't really want to be walking around with Canadian military gear while wearing CADPAT. That's the reason why I practice out in the bush. I wear Marpat. That way there's no confusion. Plus, in my opinion, Marpat's better for our climate because I don't like looking like I'm wearing bright neon green. It's not the 70s, this isn't the disco. Camouflage like that only works for a couple seasons of the year. Marpat, I find, works for everything. CADPAT, from my experience, only works early summer unless you really know how to camouflage yourself. Then you might be lucky and be able to get into early fall with it, but after early fall, it's useless. Everything's dead up here by then anyways. And then I just carry some 1-inch roll of Gorilla Tape. Help. Tie your straps. As you can see, most of my straps are tied. A real easy reason for to do that. If you know anything about being out in the field, you don't want loose ends, and you don't want your shit flopping around. So that's not going to get caught on anything. And if it does, well, it was meant to get caught on it in the first place. Sure, I could probably take that hole down a little bit more, but they're not flopping around. All my straps are policed. Good to go. Moving on over here. I'll get down to my ammo pouches in a minute. I have a signal mirror and my compass. And for flashlights, I personally run military right angle. Good for reading maps. It's got a red lens on it, so again, lighting. 2 is 1, 1 is none. I got 2 means of light, and I'm good to go. As well, if you haven't seen my earlier video, I do keep more than 1 lighter on me, on my line 1, which is on my person. I also have a Buck 110 folder, and just as proof, on my side right now, there's the Buck 110. I also carry a Leatherman Wave, because you never know when you're going to need that. Practice what you preach. Again, Leatherman Wave and a Buck 110. That's my go-to. Up here in Canada, we can't exactly be carrying guns around with us. That knife I use at work, so it has probable cause to be carrying it, so I can get away with it. Okay, so this is the patrol pack, and it's worked out so far pretty well. What I normally do is when I have to carry my ruck, I just take a few things out of my my web belt. I tuck them in the ruck, and then this bag goes packed as is inside the ruck, and I add whatever else I need on top of it. So once I get to base camp, I can pull this out, use it as my my main recce bag, and then have my web belt as my sustainment kit. And then essentially I just use it as a patrolling kit. I do have a location that's pretty stocked with supplies should something happen. Obviously not where I want it to be, but it's always a work in progress. Anyways, on to the kit, onto the ruck. I'm just gonna, oh sorry, before I get onto that, I'm gonna talk about the magazines. I was running a Topco stock SKS. These are C7, which is a Canadian M16, essentially. The C8 is a M4, to give you guys an idea of what we use up here. These are meant for 2 M16 magazines, or 2 C7 30 round magazines. They don't exactly fit the SKS magazine quite nicely, so I switched to a 5.56, and I'm not going to go into that, but I can carry 2 there immediately. Depending on the situation, I am also able to clip on 1, 2 more, 3 more if I get ballsy there, and 1 more if I get really ballsy over here. So in total, magazines are pinned to 5 rounds here. So I'm going to give you Canadian math and American math for magazine round count. So I can carry 10 rounds in this pouch, 10 in this, 20, 30, 40, 50 rounds. If I was in the States, obviously you're laughing and you got like 180-ish rounds on you. 30, 60, 120, more than that. 120, that's 240 rounds if you just get to here. All right, that's more than enough rounds for an engagement. You got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, potentially anywhere from 10 to 14 rounds, magazines of 30 rounds on here if you wanted to get this in the States. All right, unfortunately, we can't have anything more than 5 rounds in a magazine up here in Canada. Unless it is a pistol caliber, then you can have 10 rounds because the magazines were designed for a pistol, not a rifle. Okay, moving forwards. Just move this off the table here. All right. I also, again, moving on. If I'm out there for a while, I'm gonna have a fairly large amount of supplies that I'm gonna have to care about. And obviously cooking, hydration, eating. Sorry about that. Is all major components. I just got a Rothko, again, that's Rothko, that Canteen cup that just freaking fell is Rothko. This is Rothko stainless steel. I don't know how to edit video, guys, so I apologize. Yeah, stainless steel. I haven't really used this yet. I just bought it, as you can tell. Stickers right there. I had a surplus one before and it worked amazing. Just past its prime and it was starting to get pretty funky. That was my doing. I had it while I was in cadets and I just didn't really maintain it. I've also had that since I was in cadets and I cared the crap about this one. As you can see, I maintain that pretty well, I do have to say. All right. Moving on. See? Redundancy. I carry a flint and steel on me. Not right now though, because I just took it out of my pocket. Because I was filming this and I don't want to weigh me down. I got 2 lighters there. I got a fire kit. It's the same one if you haven't seen my other video. I actually can't remember if I made the video on my fire kit, but if I haven't, I'll be uploading it shortly after this one. That's my fire kit. I also in here carry set line. It's essentially tarred bake line without the tar. I carry a 1 pound roll of that. In my rucksack, I have another 3 rolls, so I got about 4 pounds of cordage on me. I got wet wipes. This is just, again, just another hydration or hygiene, not hydration, hygiene kit. And then on the inside here, it's just a big bucket pack. Nice and easy to get everything in. I keep all my gear in these dry sacks with windows so I can see what's in there. Yeah, okay, I got a lot of ramen noodles in there. I just literally stuff that in there for the video. I normally have MREs and other stuff within this kit. Socks and underwear. We are getting into winter. These are hand knit socks. Same with those. My great-grandmother knit these for me last year for Christmas. Yes, I still have a great-grandmother. Actually, I have 2. I am very fortunate and God bless that they are still here. These are Long Johns. These ones here are Canadian Forces issue wool socks. Okay. I got those when I was in cadets, and they're still in use, and it's been plenty of years since I've been out of cadets. Instant coffee, just restocked this. You buy it for $1. It's just as good, in my opinion. Drive on rag, cool me down rag, whatever you want to call it. If it gets hot while you're walking, wipe your face off with that. It's camouflage, so you could potentially use it to camouflage yourself, but honestly, it's pretty tiny and it's not going to really do much. Shitter paper, we all know what that's used for. And I've added 2 more traps that I carry on a consistency. And good old corned beef hash, as the boys in the trenches used to have, toast and tea. Bread, tea, and corned beef. Shit on a shingle. Alright? It'll keep calories on you, it'll stick to your ribs, and it'll keep you going. So that's pretty much everything I have in there. The benefit of this pack right here, so if you look on the back of it, oh, there's more in here. I'll get to that in a minute. It uses the same kind of straps as the rucksack and the yoke on the 82 pattern web belt. So it has quick release pads and straps on it like the rucksack. So need be, I can change that out. These are plastic. I don't know why the hell the Canadian military would use plastic on a combat piece of gear that's going to break. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I just noticed this is clipped on the wrong side. Lovely. Anyways, I'll fix that later. Alright. So that is my bug out kit update. It's a pretty good kit. I have nothing to complain about. I'll be going over a few more components of this in detail in a few moments. Other than that, stay tuned. I hopefully soon will be getting a better camera so I can actually record this stuff and not look like I'm trying to balance a camera in my hand, which I am right now. Alright, so stay tuned for more videos. Ontario Preparedness Bushcraft, out.